what's going on in Israel, it's like your worst nightmare. Really, think through that for a minute. You've got women, young women being brutally raped, constantly raped going on right now. You've got babies. Not only are they being killed, but as you've been hearing, they're being these children are being, little babies are being beheaded. They're beheading the kids, these babies, and that has been confirmed. I have seen images sent of things about that. Children are not just being beheaded. The young children are being burned alive in their homes. They found these children burned. So you're probably thinking, well, you're not showing images, but you're talking a lot about, yeah, well, I think it's good for us to realize how barbaric this is, what's happening. It's just barbaric. So that's going on. The report is right now over 1,000 Israelis are dead with this massacre. It's not even a war over there. It's a massacre what they did. It's a bloodbath. There's still many hostages are missing. Let me see. I put this up. Now this is even old right now because now we're going to look at, it's going to extend what's happening right now if you're keeping track of things happening. But we've got 14 Americans are dead and over 20 are still held hostage. So if you guys don't know that, that's a huge thing. Also, so you just see, so the planes that are going on, tanks and all that they have, giving you the numbers, and it's just to give you a little visual of Israel and Gaza if you've never been there before. So that's where the burning and the bombing's going on right now. But I love to share this with you, this headline. It says, the U.S. is sending its most advanced aircraft carrier and its heavily armed strike group to Israel's coast. It will supply the country with more weapons and more ammo. So this is actually a really good thing, but guys, truly, we could be entering World War III right now. And we're gonna break that down a little bit. But this is our most advanced aircraft carrier, the USS Ford here. And this is amazing what they're doing. So they're sending that over there. But think through that. The battle in Ukraine, did we send that over there? No. I don't know if you heard President Biden make a statement about this. How many heard Biden's speech? Can you raise your hand up real high so I can see? So about less than a quarter of you. I would have to say it was probably the best speech I've ever heard him make ever in my whole entire life. He was standing strong in his speech about Israel, how we are going to stand with Israel, and it was the strongest speech I've ever heard him say. I hope and pray this is right. It's real. They are sending this. What my concern, okay, because I think through all this, I've seen a pattern in the past, is so what I'm thinking is, this is my concern. My concern is when time goes on, a week or two goes on, and pictures come out of Gaza, pictures come out with I've even seen a video, which is just how the propaganda is already being set up. I don't know if you've seen any of that, where I've literally seen, I don't know if you saw this video, where they're staging the IDF. They've got Arabs with IDF uniforms on, and it looks like they're Jewish, and they've got children on the ground, and they're literally, this video that I saw, they're moving their legs to make it look like they're dead and all this kind of stuff. And it's just, I'm like, and that's just all this propaganda that's going on. But when they see even real pictures of what's going on, listen, what'll probably, and maybe I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong, but then there's going to be an outcry in the world to say, no, stop, okay, you guys are done, don't do any more, and they're going to condemn it, and all that could happen. Hopefully that it doesn't happen, but so we got that to consider. A lot of people are asking, how did this happen? Israel, they're probably one of the, if not the most powerful military force in the world. And so how did this happen? And so you might have already heard about this, but so this talks about in the attack, the terrorists destroyed weapons and communication systems and set observation posts on fire. The damage to the communication system disrupted the ability to effectively communicate with troops in the area and likely enabled more terrorists to enter Israel through Gaza barrier. I don't know if you've seen this video, but this video kind of shows, so what they did, and maybe you guys seen all this, and so you can go to sleep right now if you're not interested in this, that's fine. But so what we're being told would happen, part of this is that they had drones that just dropped bombs, and they've never seen that. They weren't prepared for that. And so they're saying, people that are there, people that we've talked to, they're saying that this is for sure backed by the training that happened was from Russia, is what they're saying. The training they have, the troops, Hamas, the things that they did are things that you'd see Russia could do. And so that's what they're saying, that they were trained. So they've got these drones that drop bombs. So let me put this here and show you. So this caught them off guard for sure. So they're just dropping from drones. So hurting their ability to communicate, hurting their ability to monitor their borders. And they shot the rockets in. And the parachuters, that was something different. So they've got the gliders coming in. They're gliding in so that they came in that way. And then sorry, it's so long. So obviously you've probably seen how they blew up the fence over here. That's coming in a second here. All undetected. And then they came in with their motorcycles in this way and they attacked. So just a little preview. I find this interesting. Maybe you saw this already, and I'm going to get into the word. We're going to go to the Bible here and talk about this, but I just flashback. U.S. weapons left behind during Afghanistan withdrawal would be used for terrorist attacks against IDF. Against Israel, IDF official warned. An Israeli commander said that U.S. small arms that were left behind during President Biden's disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan in August of 2021 have found their way into the hands of the Palestinian terrorist group in Gaza Strip. Weapons the U.S. abandoned during the tumultuous and deadly withdrawal were seized by the Taliban. So if this is the true, which we're hearing from multiple reports, that's our weapons that we left. They're being used against them. Then this is interesting. How many saw this? So now Israel is carrying out strikes in Syria. So they're going into Syria right now. Check this out. So you've got this report, then you've got this breaking World War III watch. Rockets fired at Israel from Syria. And you might say, well, why does that make a difference? Well, it makes a big difference. How about this? Breaking. Hezbollah tells Israel they're coming. This is getting heated up, guys. But check this out. So they're coming. What Hezbollah says they're coming, right? Israel warns Hezbollah that IDF will destroy. Can we say it out loud? Have you read anything about Damascus? Isaiah 17:1, remember the burden against Damascus. Behold, Damascus is taken away from being a city, and it shall be a heap of what? Ruins. So Russia, as most of you probably know, they have a big stake in Syria, which Damascus is located in Syria. So Russia is very concerned about Syria. They have troops there in Syria. And so that's very interesting. So the possibility that's being set up, so you've got Damascus, that might happen within our lifetime here. So we're looking at that. But then I find it interesting, it says the Palestinian President Abbas expected to visit Moscow, Russia media, Russia, which has relations with Arab countries, Iran, Hamas, as well as with Israel, condemns violence against both sides, but listen to this, and accused the United States of ignoring the need for an independent, what state? After this murderous act. So whose side is Russia on? Well, I think that's very clear. If you have any doubt, Russia accused U.S. of destructive approach on Israel-Palestinian war. Not only that, Putin made a claim or said that if if we get involved, they're going to side with the Palestinians. So then you got Russia says they're going to get involved if the U.S. gets involved. Turkey, where are they standing? Turkey, Erdogan accuses United States of planning to carry out massacres in Gaza. So we know what side they're on. So you have Russia, you have Turkey. What about Iran? Does anyone know where Iran stands? That's a joke, isn't it? Hamas received weapons and training from. We all know that. But we have in headline news, the days that we're living in the headlines, we've got Russia, Iran, and Turkey all standing with the Palestinians. Okay, so that's an Ezekiel 38 setup. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but guys, these three major players in the Ezekiel battle are making headline news, and they're all against Israel at this point. Some of them are actually fighting. Iran is fighting with Israel. They've always hated Israel. So we just have this whole thing is all setting up very interesting times that we're living in when we think of all this. And so as you put all that together, it's very interesting of all that's happening right before our eyes. It's like, really? So we think of, and we'll jump into the next verse here in a little bit. But you think of this whole thing being set up, and so you might say, well, Pastor, wait, okay, all right, but nobody is going to stand with Israel. So wait, the U.S., we're going in there with force. We're going in there with strength. We're going in there with power. Well, yeah, but again, as I mentioned, I don't know how long that'll last. It's my heart, it lasts. It's really my heart. If we're a blessing to them, God is going to bless that. And I believe that with all my heart because it's scriptural. But if we don't stand with them, so there's a possibility. So for me, because I'm thinking all these pieces are coming together, and I look at it as like a piece of puzzle. Okay, we've got these. They're all right now for sure against Israel. If Israel hits Damascus, if they're claiming right now that they're going to hit Damascus, they're already exchanging fire in Syria. So that's already happening. That could very well bring Russia in. We don't know, but it's very interesting. All the players are all in place like they're supposed to be, and we're reading about them. So we got all that going on. So the United States, with the bloodshed that's going on in Gaza, with the bloodshed that's happening where the U.S. will start pulling back in time, and just say, we're going to pull back, and so no one's going to stand with Israel, and possibly we could see this taking place. So we could see the Ezekiel battle possibly take place. We don't know. It's all speculation, but when I hear Damascus is going to be taken out or destroyed from Israel, that's interesting because we've been saying for a long time, keep your eye on Damascus, because it might be used to bring Russia into this war. So you've got all these interesting things going on. So biggest thing is, guys, we need to pray. Because it's serious. The song that we were singing about Israel, I don't know if what that did to you, but as we were singing, it was just like, just heart-wrenching when you think of all they're going through right now. The good thing that's happening through this, the real awesome thing that's happening, Israel is united like never before, and that's awesome. The other thing that's great that's happening is it's bringing us closer to Israel at this point at least, so that's another great thing that's happening. But we need to keep praying for the Lord's intervention for this, because it's just heart-wrenching as we hear all that's happening there. Amen.